skaters, haters, and baiters everywhere, welcome back to the most intimate 15 minutes on YouTube. It's Preston, cannot play, sitting with me on the couch as always. It is the man himself in the flesh. It's Preston Black.
Hello.
And his manager. I was thinking of WWE entrances. You know how they always call their support person the manager. Do they have another word for it?
Valet.
And his valet, Taun, the big juice man, Mitchell. Yo, what's up, everybody? I am the big juice man. Welcome back to High Strats, High Play, High Boys. We're both very high. Preston does the gameplay. I'm your host with the most and a crispy slice of toast, Taun Mitchell. And with me on the couch, as always, you know him, you love him, you loathe him. It's Preston.
Hey.
Black.
Do you want to do a third intro?
Hey, hi, howdy, it's me, your boy, Cha Boy, big muscles, big buff boy, I wrestle, what about it? I bench pressed a car, it was a Hot Wheels, but still it count. Taun Mitchell, that's me, everybody loved me. Also, they had just as many people. I got a little salivy, because it's just such a moist moment when you introduce the jazz man himself, Preston Beauregard.
Hey there,
Black.
Cats and Kittens Beauregard.
Yeah, because you're a pirate.
Cool.
It's part of your pirate persona.
Okay.
Part of your pirate persona.
I accept.
I want to admit that I felt like I didn't get a lot of words in edgewise on the last episode, so I just had to come at it, come in.
That's fine. And I'm sorry I cut you off at the end of the last one.
It's all good.
I do want to hear what you have to say.
I'm already over it. It's okay. It's over. The rant we missed the energy for it. It's gone. We missed it. Now we're in hell with our good buddy Rodon. It's okay. It was really just gonna be me rehashing how annoyed I am that you don't really get a proper. You watch me play through the prologue. That's basically your tutorial, and then you play through this little bit of a mission and introduces you to the peons, introduces you to the kind of tougher guys, and then onto kind of mini bosses.
Sure.
And throws you right at a pretty fucking hard boss fight, where they take away almost all of your mobility options and don't give you the option to constantly attack. It's very rare in this game that you don't have the option to constantly be going in on your opponents. And it's very rare they take away your mobility. So it's really whack that that's one of the first fights they do is hey, all the fun you have jumping around doing crazy shit, that's ours now. Hey, you know how normally you can just chase down enemies and fuck them right up and really control the battlefield? That's ours now. No longer is it yours. So what you missed, because we brought in that hymn, we got a new weapon unlocked just now.
Oh, sweet. That's great.
I think this is our first time at the store, possibly. So it's just kind of teaching us about all that.
Okay.
These are just alts for weapons I unlock, because he'll give you the first one for free, but if you want a full set, you have to buy the second pair.
Oh. And
certain weapons, if you pair them together, will change your costume. I don't know all the combinations, but it's a thing.
Okay.
That I thought you should know while we were here. I'm going to be reading information, so if you have anything you want to go off on, it's going to be a good time for it.
No.
Neat. Sorry, I was also putting a burp. That was a really strange time for Taun gastrointestinally.
Do you have anything wrestling related that you'd like me to rant about?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the only WWE recap show within a Let's Play. It's Let's Talk. Let's get to it. How do you feel about the impending return of Braun Strowman? Do you think he's actually going to topple Brock Lesnar's universal claim?
I hope so. I don't think there's any possible way that they can continue to treat him credibly. This would be his third loss to Brock Lesnar for the world title.
Boo.
And unless they pull another hard left like they did last year at WrestleMania and re-sign Brock at the last second, I think his most recent contract is running up pretty soon.
Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, and my knowledge from the internet is that he only had like 2 or 3 matches on that contract anyway. And he's done 2 of them. So, and his contract, if I remember correctly, his contract was only good for around the time of SummerSlam. So everything's lined up for them to give Braun Strowman the belt at SummerSlam. They could always change that. That's what happened at WrestleMania. His contract was going to run out right after WrestleMania, and they were going to give Roman the belt. And at the last minute, Brock re-signed for another,
Whack.
like what, 6 months or something.
Okay.
Did I say SummerSlam? Oh, it's Royal Rumble. Anyway, all that aside,
Did I not?
yeah, my knowledge is old. But yeah, I think that, or maybe he just re-signed a small contract before getting the belt again. I can't quite remember, but suffice it to say, he doesn't have much longer on his contract as far as I know. And like I said, my knowledge was that he had only a very small handful of matches on that contract.
Okay.
I watched a video today of on What Culture that was called Bold Predictions for 2019.
And were they?
Yeah, some of them. Some of them were like pretty like, yeah, I think we're all kind of expecting this to happen. And some of them, yeah, were pretty bold. One of them was that they're going to move away from Braun Strowman, that they're going to start to phase him out.
Why? And I love him so much. Preston, why they take away my very good boy?
One, because they've booked him like garbage, and he's overexposed, and it's possible that he may have peaked, and there's nothing that they can do with him if they don't give him the title, especially. If he loses, what more is there? You know what I mean?
Right.
They've moved away from him doing like weird cartoony strongman stuff and tried to make him like
Jesus. That was paying attention. I was fucked up.
a credible threat. He's too over to be a heel. And it's just like they may have just exhausted everything. Unless they really get behind him. Also, like they book him to move. They book him in a lot of matches, and he moves really quickly. They said so. Typically, for men of his size and weight who wrestle in that style, they have pretty short shelf lives because their joints start to give out.
Okay.
And that might be another contributing factor, that because they've treated him in this way to try and like put him over as this like very agile, athletic, big man, that they've sort of shortened his potential.
Okay.
So he certainly deserves to get the title. I think they should have just given it to him instead of Brock. I was really disappointed in that. I think he is a worthy successor to like the essentially failed Roman Reigns project. Hopefully his unfortunate circumstance will force them to
God fucking name.
to do a reset on him if and when he comes back. But they just
Another climax attack.
That's sick. Are those? Oh, I saw.
They're really badass.
I saw a butt, Taun. Are these like? These are not generic. These are like specific to the fights. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which kind of adds to the overall cinematic experience of this game.
That's cool.
I think. I mean, you'd have to be the one to, and also the viewers be the one to confirm or deny. I'm not very good at this game, but watching someone who is very good at this game is so enjoyable to just watch because of moments like that are just over the top, and then people who actually like string together combos pretty coherently,
Yeah.
and like maintain a high score the whole time. It's fucking tight.
Yeah. So I hope and I expect them to give Brock the title. But
Cool.
I'm enjoying this. I've never seen it before, so I have no basis for comparison to say whether or not you're good or not
Oh,
at the game. I mean,
I did get the Stone Award
You're,
out of Stone, Bronze, Silver,
Well,
Gold, Platinum,
well.
Super Plat.
oh, so not great.
Yeah, I usually Bronze and Silver it up, baby.
Oh, well, we're having fun anyway.
Yeah.
I think you're doing just fine.
I think I said at the top of the series that I think we're doing easy mode just because I want to get through it.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get distracted over and over again, and I don't want to get stuck on
Yeah.
boss fights like that one over and over and over again. I mean, like the one I was just doing, I very nearly fucked up a couple times.
Are you in chapter 2 yet?
Not just about to be. I'm
Okay.
at this happens between chapters.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't want you to miss your
I appreciate you.
him. Another bold prediction, not that I want to like run through this list, but one thing that really stuck out to me that they predicted is that Rousey might bail.
Really? Damn. Like from the whole
Yeah.
league?
Yeah. I guess she posted a video on her YouTube channel of just like her in her house like crying because like the schedule is like affecting her personal life.
From someone who like tries to brag so hard about, well, when I was going to the Olympics, it became my entire life. I obsessed over it. You know, I worked so hard and became the best. When I was in UFC, I worked so hard, I became the best. And like, now you're gonna complain and like put it on WWE? That's kind of
Well,
whack.
no, I think what they said, and I didn't watch her video, and this is totally just like their like opinion or
Okay, it's very
prediction or
secondhand.
whatever, is that well, she's married and they say, I don't know enough about her to be able to validate this or not. They say that apparently she is known for bragging that she has really good genes and she's married. So they say she might bail to start a family
Okay.
if she's that upset about like how this is affecting her like family life and like her family dynamic. Because she's really put herself to her credit, like she's showing up like all the time, you know, she's doing everything that you're supposed to do, which is to heavily invest yourself, whether or not you're on TV, like show up to the events, like be supportive, and she's doing all that stuff. So it's more than I think just showing up every Monday.
Gotcha. I mean, you know, I could give or take Rousey
Totally.
personally.
But I thought that was interesting. I mean, consider that she's had a really incredible first year. It would in how much they've like invested in building her up. It would be a huge shock if she just like did a year and then was like, nah,
Drop off.
I can't do this. This is too much.
Yeah.
Especially since like we've been led to believe that this was always her end game.
Sorry, quick aside.
Yeah.
You may recognize this character from the very, very, very beginning.
I do.
We were fighting side by side with,
Yes.
but we had no context for who they were. And now they're showing up kind of randomly again.
Okay.
Sorry, continue. I just wanted to let you in on that little bit,
Yeah.
little tidbit.
No, that's fine. So yeah.
I'd be fine with her leaving because I really don't care for how much she's just dominated the women's section of Raw, especially just her fight with Nia.
Yeah.
I'm just over it, and I miss when you very first got me into WWE, and like Sasha Banks was getting matches, Ember Moon was getting matches, Bayley was getting matches, and I just like haven't seen any of the three of them in Riot Squad in so long, and like
And they do,
I don't know that I
they
watch-
do stuff. It just gets cut from the Hulu broadcast.
which like Jeanne, I'm so tired of Rousey.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to respect like the effort that she's put in and how quickly she came to it, and she's legitimately like good at matches, even for how new she is to it, and how like sometimes you can see that in her work. But her promo work is I find really eye rolly.
Yeah.
I don't like the character that she portrays. I think that when she started, they were like, she's gonna be our female Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
And she's just kind of flat. She's not interesting enough at talking to be able to buy into that. Her matches are fine, but like they kind of established that she has this like friendly, like smiley side, but then like mid-match she just like
She sprints
she
into
like ticks over to like angry mode, and like Stone Cold was always angry
yeah.
and like rebellious, and like it just didn't work with her. And like I think it's cool that they have a believable female like powerhouse.
Yeah.
We haven't had that in such a long time. And as good as those other women are, when it went before Rousey, I mean, there was 9 months of Raw where they were just hot potatoing the title between Sasha Banks and Charlotte every month. And like, yeah, it establishes that they're evenly matched, but it also like degrades the value of the belt.
Okay.
And when you have someone who carries the belt for a long time, it and is a constant presence, it lends credibility to that title.
Okay.
So in that regard, I like what they're doing. I like that they're just keeping it on her. I like that they're maintaining her power, unlike Asuka, who got thrown under the bus
Yeah.
at WrestleMania to lose to Charlotte.
I love
was really
Asuka.
disappointed in
SmackDown-
and that took away her mystique. So I like that they're committed to what they've established with Ronda. I just think her character work has fallen flat, and people have turned on her in some cases because she says stupid shit sometimes. As
Sure does? Sorry.
Ronda.
Yeah.
Like when they were building up to the match with her and Becky, and she started like taking shots at millennials randomly, and the internet was like, I beg your pardon? Like, why are we doing this? Also, how old are you? Because
Right. You know that right?
also Becky Lynch is accidentally like the perfect female Stone Cold Steve Austin
And
that they had the whole time,
yeah.
and she's great at it.
I need to complain again.
Go
I'm
ahead.
in another flashback fight, which, in my opinion, is much more difficult than any other fight I have for quite a while.
Yeah, I
And
like that you can just run wherever you want.
Yeah, it is pretty sick. But they also take away one of your major parts of your kit. Normally, you can time a dodge just perfectly and everything slows down.
Like your sassy walk while she's shooting.
But they take it away from you in this one.
So they just like give you these abilities, and then when you need them the most, they create a challenge by taking them away.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because it only happens for these flashback fights. But it's so bothersome.
So like narratively, I guess it makes sense because you haven't learned it or something. Or is it just like really just circumstantial? Like,
I think
we're gonna trick you by taking away stuff that you rely on.
so. I forget exactly. They probably just explained it in the cutscene. But I think it's that we're both actually in that mode right now because we're from the same Coven of Witches. So we have access to pretty much the same exact kit. In case you haven't noticed, both of us doing the same attacks at each other.
Yeah.
But just to catch you up on the little bit of story that did occur, we're back in a flashback that Bayonetta is remembering this individual that we've seen a couple times. Was there when Bayonetta got outcast from this coven for reasons we still don't fully know. But it's clear that they have some sort of history with us. The reason we're fighting right now is because they've asked to fight us, the outcast. And if we win, we can stay with the coven, I think is what it works.
Okay.
And if we lose, they're gonna kill us.
Okay.
And she was like, no, I'll face the outcast.
That's cool. It's a very interesting story so far. I like that it's kind of like this noir, like...
Yeah, I love the way they present the story.
Recovery kind of thing. Is your auto target, or is your lock-on rather, always lips? Or is it just for her?
That's always lips.
Oh, okay.
You'll see at some point I'll do, I'll get stuck, or there'll be a wall made pretty much of light. And I have to clear enemies to make it go away. And after you clear all the enemies, it, Bayonetta does a pose and blows a kiss, and the kiss will go shatter it.
No, that's
It's kind of funny.
That's good. All right, well, good talk there, and folks,
Good fight too.
we certainly hope that you've enjoyed this battle with that person
Yeah.
whose name I can't recall, but I remember.
I don't think
reading
we've
it.
gotten it yet.
Oh, well, I've seen it, but
No reading ahead.
and it's going to be in the title of this episode, even though.
Hey.
Yo. All right, we'll talk to you on around the corner.
Toodles, my doodles.
Toodles, my doodles.